What's up, guys? Nope, I'm not holding my phone. I have it on my thing, on the phone holder. Doing another video. So pretty much with the gang stalking and stuff, that my family was doing with other people, like not that long ago was my birthday, like last month, and it was weird because they were setting me up when I was driving, cause I was working in my city, right? And just a quick little story. I was working in my city, and pretty much, I'll get a ride and I'll go pick up the person, right? Cause I do rides. And let's say you see this intersection right here to the right. Let's say I will pick him up right here. Then a certain family member will be across the street, or they will be on the left side of the street, but like near the same intersection or on the same block, pretty much, like nearby, where I was able to see them. And first it was my sister. That was actually on a food delivery, because I stopped in a restaurant. She was right there, but they were acting like when I showed up, I came in through the back door, so I kind of caught them slipping, or because they were just standing there, and then all of a sudden my sister saw me and she started like acting, like she grabbed the food, and like, oh yeah, that's the food, okay. And then she left. I'm like, what? Then the other people like saw me, and they started like whatever. They're like, oh, you come for food? I'm like, yeah. I came out because she came out the front door, and I came in through the back door. So if I would have coming in through the front door, I would have bumped into her, So I was like, what, that's weird, like this coincidence never happens. Then after that, that's where I had some guy hopped on my car, and he's like, hey, you know what, like, how's your day going? And I told him what happened with my sister. I'm like, but it's cool, because they were on some weird stuff, like following me, this and that. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, you know what, man, it's like don't worry. It's like they're making rumors up about you, like, they're saying that you might be consuming drugs, like, because supposedly he told me that they do that because they think I'm doing drugs or something like that. So I was like, okay, like, that's weird, like, I'm just out here, like working, this and that. And that, like I don't know, he said so, like, oh, he said something about like going to church and they were gonna stop doing that. But I'm like, yo, that's kind of like bribing, or like, I don't know, it was weird, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna, like, like, I believe in God. I don't gotta go to church to believe in God, like, especially if I'm not doing nothing bad. So that was the first time. Then from there, it was my uncle, because I picked up a guy, and then my uncle drove across the street, like, he came in through a corner, he just drove by, and I'm like, oh shit, it's my uncle. And I was like, okay, that's weird, I saw him when I picked this person up, and earlier I had seen my sister. Then I was gonna go pick up another person, and I saw my two brothers, but it wasn't nearby, it was like it was near where I was gonna pick up those people, but it was not nearby, but it was through a corner, and I noticed that when they were looking my direction, and when I looked to look at them, they turned somewhere else, So like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I just kept going, because the thing, like, it can be coincidences, or they can be gang stalking, because like it happened with every family member, Then I the next day, some days, I think it was the next day or 2 days later, I picked up some lady in a shopping center. Then I went on the street, and on the next block, I saw my cousin walking, and then I'm like, okay, like, that's weird, like, like, why am I seeing every family member right now, like, when, and she was talking about something like, reconciliation with family, this and that. And I'm like, that's weird. Then who was the next one I saw? Oh yeah, then I think it was the same day, but later on or the next day, I picked up a guy and I dropped him off at my sister's apartments. But before we entered my sister's apartments, I saw my brother-in-law driving, you know. I'm like, what the fudge? That's when I told myself, oh, it kind of seems like this on purpose, you know, because like, what a coincidence that I be seeing every family member like every other day when I pick up or drop off people. And then I think the next day or something like that, like who did it? Oh, it was my sister again. I picked up somebody, and it was a mechanic. I picked him up, and as soon as I entered the road, my sister was going into some other apartments where she lives. As soon as I exited, so it was like, you know, so I could see her and she could see me. I'm like, that's weird. Oh, my next person is coming, so I'm probably gonna pause the video right now. But yeah, I saw her and I kept going. Then from there, it was my cousin again. But I'll tell you guys the story in a bit. I'm just gonna drive this guy right now. Alright guys, back at it. The reason I do front camera is because there's been a couple times where my phone acts by itself. Or, you know, and it seems like I don't know if it's hacked or whatnot, you know, but pretty much I just put a little bit of tape in front of the front camera just in case, you know, since I'm driving and everything. But not only that, it's dark in here, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, like I saw my sister for the second time. And then it got weird because watch, like I pretty much they ordered a ride for, it was for a restaurant, you know. I was gonna pick some people up at the restaurant, and when I was going over there, they canceled it. And once they canceled it, like, I still went near the restaurant, but it was a big shopping center, so I just went, you know, like on the fucking, I just went to park there till I got another ride, right? Then they ordered a ride from the same spot right there, you know. They ordered a ride from the same spot right there, and pretty much, yeah, like I went and picked, I went, and as soon as I pulled in, like I seen my cousin, like with like another, like with some chick, you know, some girl. And by girl, I don't, you know, I mean like an adult female, you know, I don't mean, you know. And two more other guys, and I'm like, okay, you know, that's kind of weird, cause that's kind of weird, cause pretty much it seems like it's a setup, you know, like they're still spying on me or whatever. And I don't know, like whatever, you know. So I went around it, and I parked in front of the restaurant, and then they were like behind my car, like at least 30 feet, leaning on their car. And like some guy got out of the restaurant, and he looked at me and he started laughing, you know. Then he got in another car, and they still kept laughing. Like the other two guys started laughing, kind of like they were laughing at me that they set me up, you know, like for a prank, whatever. And from there, they got out of the parking lot and they passed me. But when they passed me, they were all looking at me and laughing, you know, like ha 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 ha. I'm like, what the fudge? I'm like, that's some weird thing, you know. So pretty much, like bullshit aside, the girls took the whole 5 minutes to come out. I waited for them, you know, because I knew they were gonna like say some bullshit. And yeah, pretty much they came out, they got in the car, they were saying some bullshit, and I just pretended I was on the phone, you know, with somebody else. I'm like, you know what, I don't want to talk to these people, I'm just gonna pretend I'm on the phone. But they were saying, oh, we don't know how he does it, he's always doing something, we can distract them, blah blah blah. You know, like the gang stalkers, like I told you, like they will always try to distract me with any family member or any so-called friends, you know. But I don't know why they were even doing that, but they're like, oh, we can distract them, look at this shit, blah blah blah. And I don't know, I was just paying attention, I was ignoring them. And when we arrived to the location, it was like in another, like on the next door city, right? So from there, pretty much I told them, hey, make sure you got everything, right? And they're like, oh yeah. And I never looked back there, but one of the ladies left her purse. And I'm like, dang it, I don't know what's going on. Oh yeah, police. Whoop whoop. Is this under the police? I don't know what happened. Oh, they got somebody arrested. What? That's good. Yeah. Oh shit. Probably got drugs or something. I don't even know. They checked his car. But anyways, as I was saying, hold up, I'm gonna go pick up another person. Gonna make sure. Okay, probably gonna stop the car in the video because I gotta go pick up another person. But yeah, like, give me a moment. Alright, so I just dropped off another person. I'm gonna continue with the video. So yes, I was saying, sorry about the guys. I've been joining for like 5-6 hours, you know, so I'm kind of not tired, but you know, once in a while get the Johns. But anyways, like back to a story with my cousin, you know, that, you know, the girls hopped in and I took them, it was to another city. So pretty much I dropped them off, and the one girl, she left her purse in my car. And I specifically told them, make sure you got everything, you know, because I like to tell that to people. And usually I turn and see, but this time, you know, I did not turn and see. But you know, she left her purse. Then once I came back to town, or when I was going back, you know, like I texted her and she didn't reply. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna get another passenger. And the other passenger gave me her purse, and she, you know, I put it on the front seat because I didn't touch it, you know, until the person back there gave it to me. And then they called me, and I was, you know, because I was explaining to the lady, you know, like the next passenger, she's pretty much what do you call it? She was coming out from the hospital, so like I was explaining to her, you know, that pretty much I had people doing pranks on me, and they had something to do with my family, because usually when they did a prank on me or something like that, like something like that will happen, you know, something where it will kind of screw up my flow of income, and I'll be like, damn, you know, that sucks. And that's when the girl called me. She's like, hey, you know what, I'm sorry, I left my purse, this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I'll take it right now. And when I went over there, I went back to the other city that's next to mine, and I was over there, and I answered, and I called her multiple times, and she didn't pick up. And then I came back, you know, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it to the police station because I don't want no trouble. I arrived at the police station, and when I arrived to the police station, she called me. She's like, hey, you know what, like come back, because, you know, like my friend is gonna be out there, she's gonna get the purse, this and that, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, for sure. So I went, and when I went back to the apartments, like everything was turned off, you know, like everything was turned off, you know, like every light, like every freaking light was turned off. And I called her, I'm like, hey, you know what, I'm around here, like, where's your friend at? And she's like, oh, she's more in front. and she has her flashlight on, and pretty much she was on the phone too. And she's like, oh, I'm right here. Well, I'm on the phone too, like a three-way line. I'm like, all right, for sure. And yeah, pretty much when that happened, I pulled up, gave her the purse, left, and I almost ran out of battery because I got an electric vehicle. And yeah, like, that's what I mean when they do like gang stalking or their whatever little pranks. Because for me, it's not really considered gang stalking. For me, it's considered like some weirdos spying on me. Or like in Spanish, we call them chismosos and chismosas. And it just means that they're nosy. Like, they like to get in other people's businesses. And yeah, man, they're just chismosos and chismosas, like, I really don't care, but especially now, that I'm trying to pick up on this YouTube channel and my other one, where, because my other one is monetized, so this one I just want to pick it up and I just want to tell my stories, like of different things I went through in life and how I ended up homeless because of my family and like other people stalking me. But when I was homeless, that's when I got my other channel monetized, so it was kind of like a blessing in disguise when my family wanted to ruin me, and yeah, pretty much, that's how, I don't know, I think it's jealousy, I mean, what else can it be? Like, that always helped out my family. I always helped out the friends that were also spying on me. And when I ended up sleeping in the car homeless, nobody pretty much called me or helped me, or because back then when I was doing pretty good before, like they did all those stuff to me. And I'm gonna go more into detail later on, so you guys can watch out whenever if it does happen on you. But pretty much yeah, like they never called or anything. Like, and back then when they were spying on me, like all this stuff, they would always call me every time I went missing. So as soon as they ruined my life, they pretty much like stopped communicating with me. And I'm like, that's fuck, that's messed up, man. Well, not only that, I also confronted them. That's one of the reasons they stopped, because they knew that I found out, But yeah, it sucks. But hey, I'm still living, I'm still smiling, I'm still happy, so that's all that matters.